Hello, and welcome to Last Week Tonight. Tonight we're diving headfirst into a topic that's about as pleasant as a mouthful of Delhi air on a bad day, India's pollution crisis. Now I know what you're thinking. John, you're tackling a problem bigger than a Bollywood dance number with more layers than a biryani. And you're not wrong. But someone's got to wade through the smog, and frankly, I'm fresh out of cheery topics. Delhi, the bustling capital of India, is often hailed as a city on the rise, a beacon of progress and modernity. But behind this shiny facade lies a grim reality. Delhi is choking, literally. The air quality here regularly swings between hazardous and apocalyptic. We're talking air so thick with pollutants that it would make a coal miner say, "Mate, that's a bit much," and imagine this. You wake up, draw back the curtains, and instead of a sunrise, you're greeted by a thick gray haze. That's not fog rolling in, folks, that's just Tuesday in Delhi. The air is heavy, metallic, and stings your nostrils with every breath. It's the kind of air that makes you want to invest in a hazmat suit. But for millions of Delhi residents, this is the harsh reality they face every single day. And it's not just the air that's the problem. The streets are often choked with traffic, the sidewalks littered with garbage, and the stench of sewage hangs heavy in the air. It's enough to make you wonder if the city has a Department of Public Discomfort, because they're doing a bang-up job. Now, India likes to project an image of itself as a rising global superpower, and don't get me wrong, they've made remarkable strides in technology, economics, you name it. But there's a bit of a disconnect, wouldn't you say, between the gleaming skyscrapers and the mountains of garbage piling up just around the corner? It's like India is trying to sprint towards a brighter future while dragging along a dumpster fire of epic proportions. And let's be clear, this isn't just a Delhi problem. Cities across India are grappling with pollution levels that would make a pack-a-day smoker cough in horror. This dissonance between aspiration and reality is jarring, to say the least. It's like ordering a gourmet meal and finding a cockroach chilling in your curry. Not exactly the appetizing image they were going for, is it? The sad truth is, while India's elite might be breathing easy in their air-conditioned cars and offices, it's the poorest and most vulnerable who are bearing the brunt of this environmental catastrophe. Now let's talk about something that truly stinks. And I'm not just referring to my jokes. Recently, the Indian Central Reserve Police Force decided to test out some new crowd control weapons stink bombs. You know, the kind that unleash a wave of gut-wrenching odor so foul it would make a skunk reconsider its life choices. Here's the kicker. The stink bombs failed. Not because of some technical malfunction, mind you, but because the residents of Delhi had developed such a high tolerance to foul smells that the stink bombs just blended in. Think about that for a second. These stink bombs were designed to incapacitate people with their sheer putridity. But in Delhi, they were about as effective as a fart in a windstorm. This, my friends, is a whole new level of environmental nightmare. It's like living in a world where your sense of smell has just given up and said, "Right, I'm out. You lot are on your own." Section 4, Mountains of Trouble, Delhi's Landfill Legacy. And if the air and the stench weren't bad enough, let's talk about the mountains of garbage. Literally, mountains. Delhi is home to 3 massive landfills: Ghazipur, Balswa, and Okla. These aren't your average run-of-the-mill landfills, mind you. These are towering behemoths of trash, rising from the ground like grotesque monuments to consumerism gone wrong. Ghazipur, the largest of the 3, has been overflowing since 2002. That's not a typo, folks. This landfill reached capacity over 2 decades ago, and yet, they just kept piling on the trash. It's now taller than the Taj Mahal, which, if you think about it, is a pretty damning indictment of India's priorities. These landfills aren't just eyesores, they're also incredibly dangerous. They leach toxic chemicals into the groundwater, release methane gas into the atmosphere, and occasionally even catch fire, spewing even more pollutants into the already choked air. It's a situation that's about as sustainable as a chocolate teapot. And yet, despite the very real and present danger these landfills pose, they continue to grow, a testament to the government's inability to address the issue. Section 5. Beyond Band-Aid Solutions, a call for systemic change. Now, it's not like the government is completely oblivious to the problem. Every now and then when the smog gets really bad, they'll implement some emergency measures like shutting down schools, banning construction, or even resorting to the age-old tactic of spraying water into the air. It's like trying to put out a forest fire with a squirt gun. These measures are about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. They might provide a temporary respite, but they do nothing to address the root causes of the problem. What Delhi needs is a complete overhaul of its urban planning, its waste management system, and its environmental regulations. It's time to move beyond these band-aid solutions and start implementing long-term sustainable measures. We're talking about investing in public transport, transitioning to cleaner sources of energy, and implementing stricter emission standards for vehicles and industries. And for God's sake, do something about those landfills. They're like ticking time bombs just waiting to explode, literally. Section 6. Reclaiming our right to breathe. Patriotism or peril? Now you might be wondering, how do the people of Delhi put up with this? Well, some have become so accustomed to the pollution that they barely even notice it anymore. It's a tragic case of frog and boiling water syndrome. Others, however, are righteously angry. They're tired of choking on smog, tired of the government's inaction, and tired of breathing air that's about as healthy as a Donald Trump campaign rally. But here's the thing. Criticizing the government's handling of the pollution crisis is often met with accusations of being unpatriotic, as if caring about the health and well-being of your fellow citizens somehow equates to hating your country. Well, let me tell you something, true patriotism isn't about blindly supporting your government, no matter how badly they're screwing things up. True patriotism is about demanding better for your country, for your fellow citizens, and for yourself. So, to the people of Delhi and indeed to people all over India who are struggling to breathe, don't let anyone tell you that demanding clean air is unpatriotic. It's your right, it's your duty, and frankly, it's the least your government can do after years of treating the environment like a free garbage dump. That's our show tonight. Breathe deep while you still can.